Hello everyone, I am Ilia Laporev and welcome to today's video. If you are an intermediate cellist that is looking to improve your cello playing, then probably you are doing some mistakes that actually you should avoid. And in this video, I will go over 10 mistakes that is holding you back, and I will give you also some tips on how to overcome them. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more related content like this one. Let's go. And there we go with mistake number 1, incorrect bow speed. To use an incorrect bow speed can greatly affect the tone and the character of the sound. So make sure that you vary your bow speed as needed to produce the sound you want. So for instance, if you want to create a more legato sound or a more mellow, fluent sound, then you would go for the slower bow speed. If you want to go generous, forte and so on, then a faster bow speed is required, of course, together with the weight of your arm and the control of your fingers and so on. Let's see here in an example the difference. Mistake number 2, and this probably you know already, and probably your teacher reminded you, but sometimes we forget, we are human beings. That's ignoring dynamics and articulations. So why are they so important? Well, it's very easy. Dynamics and articulations are extremely essential to express the character and the emotions of the music that you play, of the musical piece. And the composer wrote these dynamics because, okay, he knew what he wanted. So by respecting dynamics, you respect also the composer. So really make sure to pay attention to these small details in your playing and strive to play expressive. When I started with my former teacher, Clemens Hagen, from the Hagen Quartet, there was one thing that really could upset him, and that is not respecting the dynamics, so not respecting what is written in the score. And believe me, this is a very common mistake, even between professionals. So pay attention to it. Mistake number 3, a poor left-hand position. Left-hand position is crucial to play the cello with accuracy and with comfort. So make sure that you maintain a very relaxed and natural left-hand position with your fingers curved and your thumb behind the neck of the cello. Also, avoid squeezing the neck of the cello with your thumb. This is very common and this can lead to tension, which is never good. All right, mistake number 4, tension in the left hand and arm. When you have tension in your left hand, this will limit so much your playing. So try to relax your muscles as much as possible, so in order that you can play more with ease. Remember that you are mostly using your fingers and not the whole hand, so make sure that this is strong but flexible in the meantime. Mistake number 5, and unfortunately, this is a very important one. Poor intonation. To have a very precise intonation is extremely important to produce a beautiful sound. There is another word for that, which is called perfect pitch. When you have or developed a perfect pitch, your sound will boost up. It will be amazing. That's like the cherry on the cake. You might wonder, how do I get better at it? Well, there's only one way. Unfortunately, there is no magic pill or a secret. It's just regularly critical practice. So let me repeat this again. Regularly critical practice. Only with that you will develop your intonation and you will develop your ear. So your ear will hear the notes that you're playing. This will require time. Sometimes you will lose patience. That's normal. That's the process. But keep the consistency. So if you need to repeat 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, go ahead. It's important because the more you repeat it, the more your fingers will get familiar. They know where they have to be placed. There are other tools that you can use for intonation practice, such as cello drone, a tuner, although I don't really recommend this. Me personally, I prefer to use 100% purely my ears. A pro tip that I give you when you approach a passage, when you practice a passage for intonation, close your eyes. Make sure that you close your eyes so that your ears can hear things better. Of course, if you don't have a good ear or not yet well developed, of course, it would be better to use a tuner so you have an idea how the note sounds like. Mistake number 6, and this is also a very common one, rushing or dragging down the tempo. Maintaining a steady tempo is extremely important for accuracy and for musicality. How to avoid to rush or to drag down? There is no magical pill, unfortunately, either no secret, metronome. That's the only way you have to do. So practicing with metronome is very important. Because when you practice with a metronome, you are improving your sense of rhythm. So after a while, when you're not using anymore the metronome, you will automatically feel it inside you. So please do this. It's very important. There is nothing more annoying by hearing a cellist that is rushing all the time or dragging down the tempo and is not steady. And here we go, mistake number 7. And this mistake I already have repeated in another video where I talk about 10 common mistakes that a beginner cellist should avoid. But this is the same for intermediate cellists and even professional cellists. Neglecting scales and arpeggios. So why are scales and arpeggios so important? Well, it's very easy, because a regular practice of scales and arpeggios will just develop everything practically. Left hand, intonation, accuracy, speed, right hand, bow speed, the one that we talked before, sound, musicianship, everything. So please do them. Mistake number 8, not using enough bow. When you don't use enough bow, so that means a limited amount of bow, you will never get, this big, beautiful, rich sound. So practice using the entire length of the bow. So there you can go to the previous mistake. Practice scales. That's a great way to understand, to feel, and to apply this thing of whole length of the bow. Mistake number 9, poor vibrato technique. Vibrato technique is extremely important for adding expression and depth into your playing. So it creates this extra color. So make sure that you practice vibrato regularly, using a slow and relaxed motion with your wrist like this. Gradually increase also the speed of your vibrato as you will become more comfortable with it. And talking about vibrato technique, since more than 2 years, people are asking me to make a vibrato technique tutorial. Why I didn't make it yet? It's because I find it a little bit ridiculous, to make a 10-minute video or a 15-minute video, like how to play vibrato in 10-15 minutes. That doesn't exist. But what I will do is to make a video with personal suggestions, things that you can explore when you're doing vibrato. But that doesn't want to say that you will learn vibrato as a beginner. You will learn vibrato in 1, 2, 3 steps. That's impossible. Vibrato is a very personal thing. It requires time and you need to be ready at some point. But that will be for in the near future. So stay tuned. Make sure that you're subscribed into this channel and that you hit the notification bell so that you won't miss that video, because it's going to be an important one. And finally, we arrived to the last mistake. Mistake number 10, not enjoying the process. Playing the cello is a journey. A whole new world opens for you. And it's important that you enjoy this journey and this whole process. Of course, playing the cello can be tiring, can be demanding, can be frustrating. We spend so many hours, we spend so much money into it, and then sometimes we don't get the results that we want. But you need to understand one thing. When we were babies, when we were starting to learn to walk, we also didn't learn to walk, in 1-2 weeks. So please take your time. So make sure that you take the time to enjoy, to appreciate, to value the beauty of the music, the truth behind the music, and make sure that also you enjoy your progress as a cellist. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I really do hope that you found these tips useful in order to improve your playing as an intermediate cellist. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel in order to see more cello related content like this one. And don't forget to give it a like if you found this video useful. I'll see you in the next one.